Hey, how are y'all doing today? This is the House of Hamm podcast, and I am the Empress of the Manor, and this is
Lady of Shade.
Yes, this is Miss Lisa, the Lady of Shade, and we are back again to just talk about a few things, kind of what we're doing, what we're working on. You know, we're hanging out, we're having fun. We'll give you a little advice, and and enjoy some delicious beverages. So, all right, so now we're going to get into what we're working on and how Miss Lisa's garden is growing, okay? So what I am currently working on, because I crochet, is this. And yes, it's just a granny square right now, but eventually this is going to be a pair of shorts. And I hope it won't take me all summer to do it. I mean, it's a granny square. I feel like anybody can crochet a granny square. But of course, I need 3 more of these and then 2 really small ones. So so that's what I'm currently working on, along with the blanket. I'm still trying to finish. Thought I was supposed to be finished by Mother's Day. And here we are in June. Maybe it'll be done by Father's Day.
Isn't that like next Sunday?
Hey, hold, baby. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. And then this morning, I actually cleaned our outside patio area because I had these bags of dirt, and one of the dogs, he's a puppy, thought that it would be fun to rip that bag open and get dirt all over the patio area. So today we got that cleaned up because we're going to have a little barbecue. We're having some friends over, and we're going to have a little barbecue. And so I thought I should probably get that cleaned up. So that's what I've been working on today. All right, Miss Lisa, how's your garden growing?
I am Lady of Shade, so I might as well shade myself.
Oh, no.
I am covered in shame.
Shame.
Because I am personally doing an impersonation of the lazy gardener, and I have not finished planting out everything. So I still got some stuff to plant out, but I figured, you know what? It'll grow. It won't. I'll eat it. I'll can it. I'll do whatever. I'm not going to stress. I'm not going to be a stressed gardener this year.
Okay.
I'm just going to be this really chill, whatever the heck happens gardener. So
see, that's kind of how I approach gardening.
That's
all the time,
right?
Although I'm pretty proud of myself. I feel like I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I have had some things die, and then something that went to seed. But
oh no,
that's okay.
It happens. It happens to every single gardener. Has had that happen.
I feel like I get a pass because this is my first time.
The only ones who haven't had that happen are liars.
Well, that's good to know. I guess I really don't feel so bad then. I'm going to pull them up, and it'll make space for all the other stuff that's growing and a little crowded. But I felt accomplished today because I pulled 2 strawberries this week, and they were actually
good. Delicious, were they not?
So, yes.
Dog.
So...
So that's all I'm doing is I'm just trying to be the chill gardener instead of the lazy, shame-covered gardener. Shame.
No shame. Okay. No shame. Yeah. Okay, so now we're on to the next segment. We're going to do a what would auntie / mom say. We are not licensed professionals. This is just our opinion, and we're also offering our opinion from our own life experiences. We have our own kids. We are also aunties. So I think we give pretty good advice. So
I'm only chuckling because our children don't listen.
Well, whose kids actually listen to their parents? Come on.
They don't.
Okay. So, and this was picked out by my sweet son. So, and this is from Am I the A-hole? And it's from 6 days ago. And it says, am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend she can't force me to cancel my vacation and lose $2,500 because she hates Harry Potter? She hates Harry Potter? What the hell is wrong with her? Okay, anyways, let's get into this. It says, I, 27 male, and my girlfriend, 27 female, have been together for 4 years now. I've always wanted to visit Universal Orlando to see the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, but I'd never been able to justify it financially. My dad died recently. Sorry for your loss. And I got an inheritance in his will, something uh, an inheritance in his will, not life-changing money, but enough to pay off my debts and have something left over. So I decided to book a trip to Universal, and I was lucky enough to get tickets for their new park as well. My best friend loves Star Wars, and so do I. So we decided we'd go together and split time between Universal and Disney World because he probably wouldn't have the chance to go again anytime soon. I told my girlfriend this up front, and she said she was excited for us, but didn't want to go because she doesn't support Harry Potter because of J.K. Rowling and her views on LGBT people. She was fine with us. She was fine with it until she found out J.K. Rowling is apparently using her fortune to fund anti-trans campaigns, and she started screaming at me about supporting transphobia. Her younger brother is trans, so trans rights are extremely important to her, which makes sense. Early in our relationship, we basically agreed that I could do whatever I wanted regarding Harry Potter, but she wouldn't join in. It's never been a problem until now. During the discussion, she tells me I'm not allowed to go because it'd be supporting Rowling, which is supporting anti-trans people and not supporting her brother. I said, honey, I understand what you're saying, but if I cancel, I can't get my money back. When I booked the trip, I booked with a trip planner, and they said explicitly my tickets are non-refundable. I can change the dates if I need to cancel my initial trip, but I won't be refunded if I cancel and don't show up. My plane tickets, hotel, and park tickets are all non-refundable. I've spent about $2,500 on this trip. I can't justify wasting that kind of money, and she knows that. But she says it doesn't matter. It's not about the money, it's about the principle, and I'm not allowed to go. I respect what she's saying and where she's coming from, but I'm not throwing away that kind of money. And she can't just ban me from going somewhere. I'm an adult, just like she is, and I can make my own decisions. I feel bad because I see both sides. On my end, I'm not willing to just lose almost $3,000. On her end, she wants to support her brother. I want to be considerate and respect her wishes, but that makes me lose thousands of dollars, and I'm not sure if I'm just hung up on the money part instead of how she feels. Am I the a-hole? Okay. I'm going to say not the a-hole, but I'm also a Harry Potter fan. And when I think of Harry Potter, I don't think of J.K. Rowling. I also am not 100% sure that she gets money from Universal, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter that is in Universal, because I'm sure that they've paid for those rights and they get that money. But I wouldn't give up the chance to, one, go to Galaxy's Edge is what it's called at Disneyland. It's freaking amazing. I have been. It's amazing. I wouldn't give up the chance to do that, and I wouldn't give up the chance to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I've been there too. I have a wand. I mean, I just, but I think it's more the principle of you can't go, because I don't think that that's fair. I mean, it's something he's always wanted to do. And to basically say, because we are in a relationship together, you have to espouse every belief that I have and support it 1,000,000% it's not fair. But I also think that she hasn't done her research. I don't think going to Universal Studios is supporting J.K. Rowling. So, but that's just my thoughts. And I think it's buying books and that kind of stuff. That supports J.K. Rowling. But that's my thought. And I see you're making the face over there.
Couple of
So,
things. Just a couple of things.
Let's hear the hot takes, Lady
Hot
Shade.
takes. It's like, first thing, I's free now. I goes where I's wants to go.
Oh my God, she's trying to make me choke.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Language.
You can beep it out. So that's my hot take.
Yeah.
No, I feel there are some issues here that, I mean, it's a relationship. Sometimes you guys fight about stupid things.
Yeah.
And it's all up to the people in the relationship. But as far as I'm not allowed to go, once I hit 21,
I know that's right.
I go where I want.
Well, I feel like
I go where I can afford.
Girl.
And if you don't like it,
the bills are paid. He paid his debt down.
Which, of course, I wanted to mention that too.
Yeah.
That is life-changing. To pay debts is life-changing.
Especially
in this, especially at that age.
Yeah.
And in this economy,
absolutely,
paying debt is life-changing. So I'm just making that little correction there.
Yeah.
But, unless she got some papers that says she's in charge of him.
Well, and they're not even married. They're in a
not
relationship,
married.
but they're not even married.
They're
And
not.
so their finances may or may not be tied together. But
I'm sticking with eyes free.
I feel like it's a little bit of a lack of respect.
I feel like I need a t-shirt.
So,
eyes free.
But yeah, that's
not he's not the a-hole. I wouldn't say that she is. I mean, I get where the girlfriend is coming from.
Right.
But sometimes
sometimes you can't do it. You can't go.
Yeah, sometimes people need a wake-up call, a reality check. The reality is I am not your slave. I am not your property. I go where I want. I go where I can afford. Right. And if you don't like it, maybe we can talk about it later. Or otherwise, have a drink and calm the F down.
Right. And they're old enough to even have a drink.
Yeah. End of discussion.
End of discussion. He is not the a-hole. I kind of think she is a little bit. I know you say you see where she's coming from. I kind of think she is a little bit.
Well, I mean,
that's just me. But I would also never deprive
I don't think it's relationship
anyone. Ending. It hopefully not, but I mean, if she feels that strongly, it might be. But and that's sad.
Cool too.
It's sad, but it might be. But it is what it is.
That's cool too. They're both young. They'll find somebody else.
It's true.
I
mean, oh my God.
Maybe they'll cry later. I don't even know. I mean,
he's going to be having too much fun at Universal. I want to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Orlando and Super Nintendo World there.
I have to go to Florida, though.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem. And I would love to go to Galaxy's Edge in Florida. I could spend all day in Galaxy's Edge. I am a total Star Wars nerd. When we went to Disneyland, it was so much fun. I loved it so much. We made robots. I have an R2-D2. My son has a BB-8. We bought lightsabers. We did the whole thing.
You're sounding a little biased. I'm
completely biased. I'm not a little biased. I am on the Star Wars Wizarding World of Harry Potter train. I am.
Okay.
So I can't. I am totally biased.
Okay.
It was so much fun. The food was good. It was so much fun. We had a blast. So yes, I am biased, but I also feel like just the fact that she's telling him he can't is insane. Yeah. Absolutely not.
I would agree.
Absolutely not.
In fact, they're fighting words.
What'd you say to me? What'd you say about my mama?
It's like now I have to go and I have to stay longer and I need to spend a little more money there. I don't know. Could be wrong, but anyway.
Okay.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Can I vent?
Ooh, what are we talking about?
Can I vent?
Please vent.
Girl.
I want to hear it all. Hold on, let me sip some tea.
Okay. I was sitting talking to a friend of mine who, after she watched the podcast, she goes, "You should make the Can I Vent thing a whole segment." And I was like, yeah, but I mean, sometimes I'm just venting about, the things that bother me, like the trash dating scene on Facebook Facebook dating, which is terrible. She goes, no, there's a whole other one you should do. And I go, what? She goes, commitment. That's not a commitment. And I thought, well, what are you talking about? And then she explained it to me, and I felt completely called out. She goes, like promise rings or commitment ceremonies. Oh, wait. And then I go, or do you mean like hand fastings? Which I had one of those. And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh my God, it is a commitment that's not a commitment. Because a promise ring is basically some dude who doesn't want to get an engagement ring that says, I'm going to marry you one day. So here, put this ring on so everyone knows that you're not available. Does he wear a promise ring? No.
And it's smaller than an engagement ring.
It is smaller than an engagement ring.
That's a problem.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge problem. But then, like I said, I felt completely called out because I was like, oh, yeah, I had a commitment ceremony. But as soon as he decided he wanted to move on, commitment ceremony where? So, yeah, I felt a little foolish. Ooh. Just a little foolish.
I think I know who said it to you.
I bought into the commitment that's not a commitment. So, ladies, if he wants to give you a promise ring and not an engagement ring, you should really think about that and decide if that's the person that you want, because he is breadcrumbing you. And what is breadcrumbing? Breadcrumbing is when they act a fool, treat you in any old kind of way, but then they do a few nice things here and there to keep you from leaving them. So you can express that you want to get married and that you are in a serious relationship that is moving toward, that you want to be in a serious relationship that is moving towards marriage. But he doesn't want to get married because he's waiting for something better to come along. And so, maybe I'll give her a promise ring instead. The only time I think a promise ring is appropriate is if you are underage. That is the only time I think a promise ring is appropriate. But if you're a grown-ass woman or man, or if you're a grown-ass woman and a man is offering you a promise ring, you need to ask him why it's not an engagement ring. And thank you, Amanda Dunn, for for making me, like I said, feel just a little foolish, because I was one of those women who actually had a commitment ceremony, bought the dress and everything. She even goes, I thought you got married. I saw your pictures that you posted. Wasted money and time with a man who had no intention of giving me the same amount of commitment that I gave to him. Okay. So that's, just where I am. And maybe, you can trust the partner that you're having a commitment ceremony with. I thought I could trust the partner I had a commitment ceremony with. Turns out I could not. And like I said, as soon as he decided he was done with the relationship, he was on to the next few ladies. So, okay, I see you making the face. Go ahead. Hot takes.
I have a slightly different, maybe some questions. Mm-hmm. Were you ready for a real commitment at that time? That's a question that a woman should ask herself.
Well, yeah.
Also, you could have left anytime you wanted as well.
True.
And but I will add this, that if you want a commitment, mm-hmm. and he gives you a promise ring, your response should be,
how long?
I promise that if I am not married in 6 months, 1 year, whatever, I promise
I will leave your ass.
We are done.
Okay. See, okay.
I'm not trying to be facetious or say that's your fault or whatever.
No,
but you also have to think about, were you ready for a commitment? How much? And what were you willing to do?
Right.
Change,
which
whatever.
And of course.
But that's the way I feel about promise rings.
I like that. I like that.
My promises too, sir.
Yeah. No, I like that idea that, if I promise if by a certain amount of time, I'm out, deuces. But like with me and my commitment ceremony, there's a whole can of worms.
I know
that would be a whole. Hey, you two, cut it out.
Oh, the dogs.
That's the dogs.
They have a hot take too.
Yeah. That's a whole other that would be a whole podcast, honestly, if I went through that whole thing and my mistakes. I mean, there were red flags. There were things I should not have agreed to. There were things that I should not have. There are things that I shouldn't have put up with. There were things, and I did, and I shouldn't have. And of course, hindsight's 2020.
Absolutely.
Also, after therapy, which I recommend for anyone, after therapy, I can look back and say, why didn't I question this or why didn't I question that? And there are, because I was in it and I loved him and I was committed. I made the commitment that I thought we were making to each other. He wasn't making that commitment though. So it is what it is, but I like your idea too. So if a guy presents you with a promise ring, you can say, I promise that if we're not engaged by whatever time frame, then I promise I'm done with this BS. So I'm cool with that. So I like it.
Promises work both ways.
Good hot take. Good hot take. Okay. So now we're on to our next segment. It's called Full Chested Fails. And it's basically when someone gets on the internet and they say the most audacious things with their full chest. And y'all, this one is crazy. I can't wait for Miss Lisa's reaction.
Rocky, what's your ideal type in a woman? Subjugated, mute, knows her role, non-engaging, non-challenging, and can still earn a few bucks. This clown over here talks about this woman.
Refrain from name calling.
Okay. I'm saying what real men want. Subjugated, quiet, know your role, know your position. Don't talk to me unless I inquire. That's pretty much it.
What do you want, like a woman from the mental ward?
I thought he was talking to me, man.
I should be quiet. I'm sorry, Mr.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay for you to ask, but not in like in a demeaning way or anything.
No, I think he should be quiet.
It's
Everything he says is garbage.
Well, I would like clarification. So if you want your woman to be that way, what way are you going to be, Rocky? How are you going to? Because you do want a woman, right? So how are you going to serve her?
Okay, but how don't you get what I just said? What is your name?
Pointer. Yeah.
You don't get what I said. I said subjugator. So if somebody's subjugated, someone has to do the subjugating.
So you're going to be the one doing the talking.
Absolutely. If I need someone to shut up, then my role is to talk. I don't know how you don't get that. But if you get this show on again, maybe you should do a little pre-screening about women who know their role of what a woman is.
For Rocky, what's your ideal type in a woman?
All right. Sorry. Oh
Ew.
my God. Okay, it gets better though, because I actually watched a few more clips with this guy. And did you see him? I'm sorry, but a man who wants a woman subjugated needs to look like Idris Elba, not Fat Albert.
Fat Albert, you just insulted Fat Albert. That is the ugliest man I have ever fucking seen.
Well, and of course, his talking also makes him not attractive. But she has to be subjugated, but she also needs to make a few bucks.
He needs a sex doll.
The hell. Well, what's worse is I saw other clips of this, and it is a balloon pop show. He has 9 kids that he does not see. God. I had so many questions. One of which was
9 women.
How did he get 9 women to have sex with him?
I think that guy who asked about those women coming from the mental ward may have some
yes,
credence.
Definitely may have a point. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm sure you're gonna say this doesn't happen often. I'm fucking speechless. What? I don't know where to start. I mean, all I've got is ew.
Oh yeah. Oh,
ew.
Big ick.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to me to think that there are men who think this way. He just wants her quiet and only inquires
around the corner
when he wants.
That's just
Girl.
I wish I had a tape that didn't take an hour and a half.
Girl.
So where to
yeah,
start?
it was crazy. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see Lisa's face. And so sometimes I do these things, you guys, because I just want Lisa's reaction because I'm like, the audacity. Oh my God, the audacity was just insane. I mean, he's not really looking for a partner. He's just looking for someone.
He wants a slave and a sex doll.
He wants someone that he can have sex with.
And he don't look like he got enough money for a sex doll. Not one of those fancy AI ones.
Well, he doesn't look like he has enough money to keep a woman who's going to be subjugated either.
Well, there are 9 of them out there that we know of. He didn't keep them, though.
That is true.
Because, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Insane.
Just looking at him, I cannot imagine there is a woman who would let that nasty, fat, sweaty-looking piece of crap on top of them.
Oh my God.
Long enough to impregnate them.
But he actually, in one of the other segments, talks about how he has 9 kids that he never sees, and they're out there, and it's fine, and he doesn't take care of them, nothing. So honestly, he should just save his money and pay for someone to come and service his needs.
I'm sorry, there are 9 women out there that I need to have a talk with.
Well, no, you don't need to. You need to send them to a therapist. And
I have questions.
So, yeah.
I have questions. I'm sorry. I need to talk to them because I have questions. I only have a couple. Then they can be gone to the therapist.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would just refer them to a therapist is what I would do. So, yeah. Oh, my God.
Gross.
Yes.
On so many levels. On all the levels. He's disgusting.
Yes, on so many levels.
All the levels.
All right. That is the House of Hamm podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us. We've had so much fun with you. Poor Miss Lisa is going to have to gather herself. She might need a drink, y'all. I'll try to take it easier on you next time. Oh my God. Our next episode will probably have a special guest. Lady Hazelton is going to be in the building.
She's going to be talking about
so
potty snacks.
Stony snacks. Stony snacks, yes. Which I'm a little scared, y'all. But like I said, we're going to have lots of guests on. I have lots of friends, talented, funny friends that I will be having on the podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us. Are you going to be all right, girl?
I don't know when I'll see you guys again. I've been traumatized.
And any of the background noise that you've heard are just my dogs. I have a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old puppy who get into a lot of stuff. I'll probably post a picture of them. I love them very much, but man, it's like having toddlers all over again. Y'all have a great week. We send you nothing but love and light. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.